The storm roared outside as lightning cracked through the pitch-black sky above Ashthorne Manor, an ancient Victorian mansion perched alone at the edge of a cliff overlooking the raging sea. For decades, the townspeople whispered about the place, about screams heard at night, about lights flickering inside long after the last owner died, about shadows moving behind the windows. No one dared go near it, except Eleanor Ward, a journalist obsessed with unexplained mysteries. She parked her car in the overgrown courtyard. Rain hammered the roof, and wind howled like wolves circling prey. She stared up at the mansion, gripping her camera bag tightly. "This is it," she whispered to herself. "The truth behind Ashthorne Manor." The front doors moaned open with a long, agonizing creak as if welcoming her inside. Dust swirled through the air like restless spirits. Cobwebs draped over broken portraits, their faces scorched out by time. But it was the massive circular window at the far end of the grand hall that instantly captured her attention. A stained glass masterpiece rising from floor to ceiling, depicting a crimson-eyed demon, wings spread wide, flames surrounding it. No moonlight passed through the glass. Instead, a faint red glow pulsed behind it, like a heart beating. Elena raised her camera and took a photo. A whisper echoed through the room. "Why have you come?" Elena spun around, heart pounding. "Who's there?" Silence. Then footsteps, slow and heavy, echoed from the shadows. A figure stepped forward, a caretaker in a tattered coat, face pale and eyes sunken deep. "You shouldn't be here," the old man rasped. "No one should ever return. The window watches. The window hungers." Elena steadied her voice. "I'm here to investigate the disappearances. 5 people entered this house last year and were never found." The caretaker shook his head with trembling fear. "The house did not take them. The window did. It is a doorway to something that should never be let through." Elena frowned. "It's just glass." The caretaker grabbed her arm. "It shows you what you fear most. And when you look long enough, it takes your soul." Before Elena could reply, a deafening crash shook the walls. The caretaker jerked around, terrified. "They are awake." Elena raced up the sweeping staircase, flashlight bouncing against the decayed wallpaper. The whispering grew louder, hundreds of voices merging into one, crawling into her mind. "Look at the window. Come closer. We see you?" The hallway stretched forever, lined with doors carved with symbols, circles, crosses, and strange ancient runes. One door slightly open caught her eye. She pushed it, and it creaked into a cold nursery room. A rocking chair moved on its own, slowly rocking back and forth. A music box on the floor began to play, though no one touched it. The haunting lullaby filled the room. Elena lifted the box, but suddenly tiny, bloody handprints appeared all over its surface. She gasped and dropped it, stepping back. Then she heard it. Childlike laughter echoing in the darkness. The temperature plummeted. Her breath fogged the air. Something was standing behind her. She turned, flashlight shaking, but there was nothing. Then a whisper slid into her ear. "Don't turn around next time." Elena fled the room and followed a narrow staircase leading up into the attic. The storm outside raged louder than ever. Lightning burst through broken beams, revealing a dusty room filled with abandoned furniture and old paintings. One portrait stood untouched, a family of 4 smiling. The inscription below read, "The Ashthorne Family, 1892. Victor Helena Elias, age 9, Clara, age 7. Elena touched the frame, and suddenly a violent flash filled her vision. She was no longer in the attic. She stood in the same grand hall, but alive, lit by chandeliers and filled with music. People danced and laughed in elegant clothing. The stained glass window glowed brightly. Then the lights flickered. The children screamed. The glass window burst outward with a thunderous explosion. Red light flooded the room. A monstrous figure tore through the broken frame, horned, winged, eyes burning. People were crushed, ripped apart, dragged into the glowing hole where the window once was. The mother clutched her children, screaming their names. One by one, they were pulled into the void. The father's voice echoed, "Close the window. Seal the window before..." The vision snapped back. Elena collapsed to her knees, gasping for air. The caretaker stood behind her, shaking violently. "You saw it. The demon claimed their souls. It lives in the window still. It feeds on children first, then anyone who dares to look." Elena wiped tears from her face. "Why didn't anyone destroy it?" The caretaker whispered. "No glass has ever cracked it. No fire has melted it. It is older than this world." A sudden scream ripped through the attic, a horrifying shriek of agony. Elena jolted. "Who's that?" The caretaker stared at her with a broken expression. "The missing 5. They're not gone. They're trapped beyond the glass. And now so are you." The red glow from the window intensified, casting pulsating light up the staircase. The voices became screams, begging, crying, calling for help. Elena ran back to the grand hall, the caretaker limping behind. The window now blazed with blood-red fire. Inside the glass, faces pressed outward, twisted in agony, pounding with bleeding hands, screaming silently for escape. Elena's voice trembled. "God, help them!" A deep rumbling growled from the window. Then, 2 burning eyes opened inside the glass. A voice echoed, shaking the house. "Another soul has come. Look into the window." Elena backed away, but an invisible force dragged her closer. Her feet slid across the floor. The caretaker grabbed her from behind, trying to hold her back. "Don't look into its eyes. If you do, you're lost." The glass cracked. Just once, a razor-thin fracture. The demon's claws pierced through, gripping the edge. The caretaker screamed, pushing Elena away. "Run!" A violent blast of force knocked Elena to the ground. When her vision cleared, the caretaker hung suspended in the air, screaming as the window pulled him inward. His skin peeled back, bones cracking, until he vanished into the glowing void. Elena crawled backwards, sobbing. The demon stepped halfway out of the glass now, its face inches from hers. "Offer your soul, or take theirs place." Behind the demon, she saw the trapped victims, all reaching toward her with trembling hands. "Save us, please," Elena screamed and covered her eyes. Morning came. Police arrived, responding to claims of strange lights seen from the cliffs. The doors of Ashthorne Manor stood wide open. Inside the grand hall, everything was silent. No glow, no screams, no demon. Just dust and cold air. Only one new thing appeared. A fresh face inside the stained glass window. Elena's. Her mouth frozen in a silent scream, hands pressed against the glass from inside, eyes begging for release. And beneath the window, written in dripping red letters, "One soul free for one soul. Taken, the window has been fed until next time." Lightning flashed. The demon's eyes flickered open again, waiting